from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P Entertainment and K.L.P Studios. It's K.L.P Aftermath. Morning with your host, K.L.P Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Here go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yeah, buddy.
Let's go. Turn me up some.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, we back in the most incredible way. Yeah, now we sounding right. Hey. We get a little slow jam for y'all today. Wednesday. Hey. Hey. Come on now.
Gotta play our parts that we'll never know. If we keep it on a 32nd floor. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time. Another podcast indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got a good one for y'all today. Shout out to all the podcasters, the investors, the speakers, the entrepreneurs. Shout out to the scammers too. We know y'all out there. Oh, we got a good one for y'all today. Back in the most incredible way on a Wednesday. April 23rd. It's moving like it got somewhere to go, T. We about to hit May and birthday month. Uh-oh. Coming up. Hey. Just a little R&B vibe for y'all, man. Just a little bit. Oh, we back in the most incredible way, man. I'm super excited for this one. Y'all saw the length of the podcast. We got something special that we're gonna announce in a minute. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs, man. The family members. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to Evelyn Letitia, still rocking with me. Shout out to Oasis Originals, man. My new documentary, Street Style Back in the A, available on Spotify only. My new movie, Faster 2, available on Fwasm, the app, or the website. It's a good day to be alive, man. Hey. Hey. Come on now. Keep it on the 32nd floor. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we back, man. Just a little vibe, a little rock vibe for you. Beautiful day today. Yesterday was, I don't know, it was raining heavily yesterday. Oh, we got a good one for y'all today, man. We got a topic that I might be a little late to, but it's okay. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, man. Welcome to the podcast of K.L.P Aftermath Podcast. I'm your gracious, highly favored, humbled, blessed to be in the studio podcast show host. K.L.P Kennedy Lucas is here in the building. Let me tell y'all, we've got something very, very special for y'all today. You saw the length. The length might be a little bit longer than usual because we're going to be adding back what we like to call our part of the show. And I'm super pumped about this part of the show simply because it is something that we've done before in the show. This is going to be kind of an extra piece to the podcast. This part will be kind of like an audio version only because I've got a special co-host that's going to be part of the show with K.L.P Aftermath. You heard her before, and she's coming back. I'm not going to say the name yet because I'm going to wait until you got to stay tuned towards the end of the show so you guys know who is coming back into the studio to give us her grace, her voice, her spirit within the podcast. So we hope that y'all like it towards the end of the show here as part of the show. But welcome to the K.L.P Aftermath Podcast. Again, we hope that you guys are staying healthy and highly favored out there. for sure. I do want to do a bit of some housekeeping news before we get to the topics of conversation. Within this episode, yes, I am going to be talking about WrestleMania. I know I might be a little too late into this game because WrestleMania was 3 days ago now, but I had to had to wait because we were doing other stuff, other things going around the corner here. I do want to say real quick, in advance, wanted to apologize to our What Had Happened Was podcast fam. So we recorded our episode, and for some reason, our system recorded the video version of me and Evelyn's episode, but sadly, the audio did not get recorded. So it was all muted. Very, very sad about that at first. We were supposed to upload our episode on Monday, but then we were trying to edit the episode. We could not get any audio. So it might have been an oopsie on our end. So we told Evelyn about it. And let me tell you, Evelyn, shout out to you if you're watching today's episode. She was so patient with me, and I just got really, really upset because it was such a good episode. And to say that we recorded just a video version of it, I don't know. It was very, very sad for me. I was very, very upset. So we're going to be doing a episode this week for sure. We're doing it how we used to do it back in the day. We're doing it via like a Zoom kind of thing and having it where she's in South Carolina. We're here in the studio, and we're just going to kind of do that episode over again because she's busy in South Carolina, so she couldn't come back to re-record, unfortunately. I wouldn't want her to do that too because of our oopsie. But not to say that's the new norm for What Happened Was podcast. We just want to give you guys content this week, and we just had that little oopsie. So in advance, when you watch this week's What Happened Was podcast episode, it's a little different. We're sorry. It's just, technology does happen. Things happen. We're learning that technology is not 100% efficient to a lot of people out there. So if you're dabbling with machines and technology, sometimes you're going to have some hiccups. But we'll be back in person again next week for more recording. So just want to put that out there in advance to our fan base out there for sure. Today's episode, you guys see that I'm looking good. I'm looking at myself in the camera. I'm rocking the shirt today. Today's episode was brought to you by Crunch Snellville. Crunch in general. I go to the one in Snellville. Shout out to them, guys. We've said it before. We'll say it again. If you're trying to get your summer body back right, I do recommend you guys doing that because it is getting hot, right? Like I said in the intro, April is moving like it got somewhere to be. We're about to hit May, my birthday month. We're getting into the summer months for sure. So I'm very, very excited for that. For the summertime, and my body has been transformed for the better. I'm getting more swoller. I'm getting more thicker in all the right ways. I'm getting more healthier. So again, start your fitness journey today. I'm very, very excited for that. They're having promotions throughout the year. So look out for those promotions, of course, with the free enrollment or a half off on enrollment. Again, if you just want to get enrolled and get started with your fitness journey, guys, it is $10 a month. For the base tier, that is $10 a month that we pay anyway. A lot of you guys pay that in subscription, so why not pay $10 to start your fitness journey? Let me tell you, it changes your life. It changed my life for sure. So I recommend that for sure to a lot of people today. And today is a great day because Swanky Aura, shout out to them. Swanky Aura. Yes. So we got a new album out today. It's called Strange, Sexy, Cool. It is our new R&B hip hop type album. Me and my group Swinky Aura, we are back into the music making thing. And of course, this is our comeback album for sure. So we hope that you guys listen to it. It is available on any audio platform you get your music from. Check us out. It is a very, very good song. Great album. I've wrote so many good songs for this album, and it's been a wonderful project to work with Swanky Aura. Swanky Aura, if you're watching, and I'm sure you are watching this episode, thank you for believing in me as kind of one of the writers, and we're going to continue making our music, continuing doing our thing, and I love them for that. I am very, very humbled and blessed to be a part of a group that we've done music before, and we've had some hiccups. Again, you're going to have hiccups in life, right? When you have that hiccup and things change and we take a break and then they said, hey, it wasn't really your fault. You know, we'll do this thing again, but let's do it right. And a lot of people that's around Swinky Aura help us write our songs, record our songs, and to really make a good project. You guys made it happen. So Swinky Aura, I love you guys. The fellas and Monica's part of Monica's part of Swinky Aura as well. She's in one of the songs as well. Shout out to her. That's my girl. That's my boo. That's not who's going to be in part of the show, by the way. I know a lot of people because Monica did some content with us before and some podcasting before. It is not her that's going to be at the part of the show later on at the end of this episode. But I can't wait. I can't wait for her comeback. I can't wait for her comeback. She's been on the shows with us before. So shout out to that. Strange Sexy Cool is available out right now. For sure, it is available. I cannot wait to see the outcome for it. Now let's get to my personal news, I guess, is what happened today. I'm here to talk about it just briefly because I'm very, very humbled to do this. So as of the time of this recording, and Wednesday is where we're preparing to air this episode out tonight, I wanted to send out my congratulations, my thank you, and my shout outs. First and foremost, to Georgia Gwinnett College. My alumni, I'm an alumni there. So shout out to the school. I hope she's watching this episode because it will be on LinkedIn and the students. But shout out to Dr. Tracy King Schaller, one of my professors I've had. Shout out to her. A great professor at GGC. I recommend a lot of students, if you go to GGC, take Dr. Schaller. I took her in her consumer behavior course. Of course, she teaches more courses, but that's the course that I took with her. So shout out to her. And shout out to all the students for the GGC Marketing Club. Yes. So I posted on Instagram that I retrieved and returned back to the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College. This was yesterday. Sadly, it was a rainy day. Hopefully, it's not going to be more rainy days ahead, but it was a rainy day yesterday. But Dr. Schaller reached out to me and via LinkedIn and said, "Hey, Kennedy, you're doing some amazing, incredible things. As an alumni, I do have my bachelor's in marketing at GGC. So as an alumni, she reached out and said, "Hey, we've got the end of the year marketing club happening. Would you like to come up on to the end of the year meeting and speak to the young lads and ladies and gentlemen of the marketing club to talk to them about success in marketing, my story at GGC, and how GGC has prevailed me to be the young professional, the young entrepreneur that I am today," right? And this is one of the things that I preach about that I'm very, very excited to do. I do encourage people to have it to where if you have a ability and time to give back to your community, it is quite amazing to do that. I love giving back to my community. I love going to places that I've been before, and I walk the halls, I walk the quad, I walk Residence Hall, I walk these very steps of GGC as a young lad, as a young college student, and understanding my purpose in life and what I want to do as a career, right? So I am forever grateful for the great college experience. I enjoy the college experience, even though I'm getting older, right? Next month is my birthday month. I'll be turning 29, and it's good to not be in college anymore as I get a little older. I do quite miss the younger days of me in college because I've had such an experiment and such a great success within the college life. And I'm forever grateful for that experience, right? And I say that because a lot of people don't go to college. A lot of people don't finish college, and there's no knock on them. But a lot of people don't get to have it to where they want to experience these type of things. But I'm very, very humbled about that, the concept of it. So I retrieved and returned to campus, walking the halls towards the meeting room in the B building. Shout out to the B building. GGC is growing. GGC has grown to great heights because of the new buildings, the new things that they're trying to do within the college experience itself. I do say to a lot of people, if you are in the state of Georgia and around Georgia, because there's no out of state tuition, they're kind of limiting that nowadays, try looking at GGC. It's a new school, new modern school, yes, but you will not be disappointed with what the school has to offer. And let me tell you, the tuition is not expensive as all these big colleges around here in Georgia. So I'm always going to be an advocate for GGC and say, hey, have you looked at GGC? You might like it. You might find your community there, right? Voted each year for the last 20 years, it felt like the most diverse school in Georgia. So, hey, I'm here to rock with it. But I'm coming in there and I talk to GGC Marketing Club students and telling them my experience and really getting to know the students, what they're trying to do within the marketing aspect of their club to the campus, and trying to figure out how to prevail this marketing thing for GGC to grow up to greater heights. And I've had such a fantastic time talking to those young students about my life and my experience and my goals and the successes that I've had. And for that, I am forever, forever grateful to be a part of that. I did say this, and hopefully the marketing club is listening to the episode. Hopefully, a lot of GGC affiliates are listening to this episode, because I probably will do a social media piece about this too. This goes for GGC as a whole. If they need somebody, a liaison about GGC, if they are looking for somebody for marketing purposes, or GGC, if you want to build a radio station and a podcast, build it back up again. I am not too far from Gwinnett County. You have my LinkedIn, you have my vote, and you have my contact. So please don't hesitate. The same thing I said to Dr. Charlotte in the marketing club too. I said, hey, if you ever need help, you need some advice, you want to have some advice about podcasting and doing this thing, or even just media marketing, I'm your guy. Reach out to me whenever you can, and I will make it. I'll make it happen. I'll make it work. I'm very, very excited about it. I'm blessed to be doing this thing when it comes down to giving people the way that it should be. And I'm very, very forever grateful. And I'm glad there's the marketing club. They're still doing it. Hopefully the film club is still out there doing their thing. I was a little bit a part of that. And that's when I met Dr. Balsley and Dr. Resnick too. So I'm very, very forever grateful. Hopefully they got some good things cooking, and I would love to be a part of whatever it is they're trying to do, again, on the marketing side of GGC or the radio podcasting side of GGC. Because I know I did talk to somebody at GGC, because I tagged GGC, and they said that they're not sure if a radio station or a podcast station or anything of that sort is getting built at GGC. I think they should. I think they're missing out on something incredible with that. But then you got to have the bodies to do it. You have to have the funding and the bodies to do it. So maybe we can talk. GGC executives, if you're listening, we could talk. We can talk about it. But shout out to the GGC Marketing Club. Thank you for allowing me to come speak yesterday. It was very, very fun to do, and I love to see the growth of what they're doing. So this one's for y'all. Now, before we talk about wrestling and WWE and WrestleMania, I wanted to talk about this one thing today, because as of today, tonight at midnight, the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders is here. I'm very, very excited for this. I watched a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of outlets, a lot of podcasters, a lot of broadcasters, a lot of analysts about how to get your pre-order in. And I guess I can give you guys this guide on this podcast episode, but I think a lot of people already know about the guide. So the Switch 2 pre-order will start today at midnight tonight. I will be up in the house with my payment in hand. I do say to a lot of people, first and foremost, please be careful with doing pre-orders. I saw previously that a lot of people are pre-ordering from eBay and Amazon, and from people who don't even have the console yet. Right? There's this company that is really weird how they do it. And I say to a lot of people, and this is kind of an educating thing too, because I don't want anybody to fall into these scams that could happen, right? There's a lot of scams out there. You got to be careful with a lot of scams out there. There's this company out there that, I was just researching, just being funny. There's a company out there that's selling the bundle version, And basically, what they have it is you pay now, and it's guaranteed that you'll have yours delivered when they order it from their pre-order. Like the companies out there will buy the consoles in stock, and then, and this is kind of a scalper thing, they're gonna buy these consoles in stock for them, and then they're gonna raise the price from 500 base is how much it's gonna cost to 600, 700, $800, and for people to scam people and to scalp people. Um, I say to those people, don't pre-order from an offsite that don't even have the console in stock yet. No one has the Switch 2 yet. The pre-order starts tonight. No one has it. No company has it in stock for them. I say to a lot of people, if you are looking to pre-order tonight, go for the best bet of the retail stores, right? I've read a lot of I've seen a lot of videos, and one video I saw was from Kit and Krista. Those are the two wonderful people that used to work for Nintendo of America. They no longer work for Nintendo of America. They're social media influencers now. They're podcasters, and then they're content creators now. And I've listened to their video, and they gave me some good ideas uh, and kind of a guide on how to order. Now, I do plan on putting in my pre-order tonight at 12 from Best Buy. I've ordered a lot of stuff from Best Buy. I ordered my DJ set from Best Buy. I ordered my PlayStation 5 from Best Buy, believe it or not. I've ordered some of these microphones and equipments from Best Buy. You can't go wrong with Best Buy when it comes down to safe pre-orders. Now, I have a Best Buy account. So with my Best Buy account, and this is kind of a guide to a lot of people who are looking to get that pre-order in tonight. Once you get your Best Buy account, go ahead and put your credit card information or your debit card information, whatever method of payment you want to do, put your information down now, right? Because once you put down your information now and you up at midnight, you're clicking the button because you got to go fast, right? You're not going to be supersonic fast. I'm sure, hopefully, knock on wood, that it's not going to sell out a millisecond after 12. When it hits 12, a millisecond later, they're already sold out. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully websites don't crash. Knock on wood for sure. But go ahead and put your information down, whatever account you have, from Best Buy to Target to GameStop. So that way you can just have it in your cart. Your information's already in there. You click the button. Now you pre-order. Now you get in. That's how you kind of have to do it with some of these pre-orders. It sucks though, because back in the day, I just feel before PlayStation days or PlayStation 5 days, I feel that a lot of people could pre-order these new consoles and it wouldn't be a headache to pre-order these consoles, I feel. Like, and maybe because I was a kid when I had the GameCube and I got it for Christmas because my parents gave us a Nintendo GameCube for Christmas, right? I feel like my parents, when they bought us the Nintendo GameCube, they just went to the store and bought it. And I wish it was just that simple, where you could just pick up the console and not have to worry about a shortage of stock of these things. Nowadays, you have to worry about the shortage of stock of these things. So I say that to a lot of people. Be careful with these scalpers out here because they will jib people first and foremost. I plan on doing my thing from Best Buy because that is the best way. I've ordered a lot of stuff from them. Again, my DJ set, my camera, one of my cameras I ordered from Best Buy as a pre-order, and it worked very fine. They shipped it to my house, and it was no issue. And I think Best Buy is the best bet because it gets delivered to you. I do need to check in before 12 tonight to see if there's a way I can pick it up in store because there's quite a few Best Buys around my house. And even around the studio too, there's a couple of Best Buys here too. So we got to see what that would look like. Target is another great option. I'm looking at Target. I know we're kind of boycotting Target right now with the the diversity, equity, inclusion thing, the DEI thing they got going on. They're pulling that off their shelves, so a lot of people are boycotting right now. And Target is still not willing to pull back, and they're losing billions of dollars. So I don't want to order from Target because I stand on my vow on boycotting as well. But they gonna have what I need, so maybe I'll do that. Well, it's not a secret now because it's on a podcast, but it's just for entertainment purposes. Walmart is another thing too. Walmart is doing this thing which I know some people are boycotting Walmart, where you can pre-order and then you can get the console day one when it launches. You can go to the store and pick it up, guaranteed. So that's kind of a sweet, nifty deal there. GameStop, I know a lot of people are doing GameStop, and GameStop has it to where they're doing where you can do a pre-order in store. I'm just gonna stick to my guns and do online because I don't have the patience to go stand outside GameStop all day to wait for a pre-order and be the first one in line. You got to deal with a lot of crazy people out there. Even though people, I feel like you can be a gamer and not be crazy about it. I'm I'm a gamer, right? I love anime, I love gaming, but I'm not crazy about it, right? I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about it. And you got to deal with a lot of crazy people because they're very enthusiastic about it. And it's cool, but it's like, dang, chill, chill. Like I'm a gamer, but chill, relax. It's okay, relax. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with GameStop employees. Honestly, I love people out here in this world, but GameStop employees, man, I tell you, that some employees are rude because, again, GameStop is on the verge of failing. Believe it or not, they are on still on this verge of failing. A lot of their employees, unfortunately, don't get paid enough, and they try to shove down the membership down your throat, and they won't let you leave until you sign up for a membership and all of that. I think a lot of people, the GameStop has this value where you can trade in your OLED and you only get $175 out of it. I won't take advantage of that. My OLED cost me $300 and I'm only getting $175 back for credit. I'd rather just pay for the Switch 2 outright, honestly, in my opinion. Um, GameStop, they're having that in-store, in-person pre-order, which is nifty. Sometimes GameStop can cancel pre-orders. Sometimes they can't cancel pre-orders, and I'd rather not go through that mental me thinking that hey, my pre-order might be canceled, so I have to really think about and really focus on if it's canceled, what's the next plan? Do I get my money back from the pre-order? And it's a whole mess that people have dabbled into, and I'd rather not do that. And again, I don't want to say I'm old, but I'm an old soul. I'm not trying to be outside at night after midnight trying to pre-order a game console. I'd rather not do it. I'm just gonna stick to my guns and hope for the best with Best Buy tonight and Target tonight. And if I don't, for some reason, because my stuff is loaded and ready to go, right? My laptop is gonna be in my corner, and I'm gonna be counting down the days of it being midnight, right? Or counting down the minutes until it's midnight, right? But for some reason, if I don't, for some godforsaken reason, that not able to pre-order tonight, I still have a Nintendo account to which I think we put in the criteria for it. I think it sucks that they're doing so Nintendo. You have to wait until May 8th to figure out to know if you're qualified for pre-order. I think that's a little bit strange. I think they should do it at the same time as pre-order so that way it gives people more options. Let's say if I'm able to pre-order this console tonight at Best Buy, I probably won't take advantage of Nintendo's deal because I don't want to wait until May 8th to figure out that I'm qualified for a guaranteed pre-order at a certain time where I already pre-ordered the console somewhere else, right? I'm gonna just stick to my guns on it. That's kind of my guide. That's kind of what I would do. I think a lot of people are a little bit different with what they want to do with their pre-orders tonight. So whatever works for you guys, if it works for you, it works for you. That's just something that I'm going to do. Like I say, I know people love it, physical media. I'm more of I like to keep physical media as I can, but when it comes down to gaming, I'm one of them now where I like the comforts of my own home. I like the comforts of my own couch ordering something. If I buy a game, PlayStation Network, right in the comforts of my own home, and I ain't got to worry about going outside and dealing with travel. First of all, you got to deal with travel because you got to get there. You got to sit around and wait, right? And then if you're not the first 100 people, because they're only going to have a certain amount of stock at GameStop, then you waited for nothing and you wasted your time. Where else you could have? And another thing people are doing too, which is smart. People are going to GameStop tonight for the pre-order, but also they're going to have their phone in hand for Best Buy and Target online. So just in case, they're going to be kind of double dutying a little bit. So if they pre-ordered and they're in on Best Buy, they can say, okay, well, I don't need to wait in line for GameStop, right? Or vice versa, where I'm waiting in line for GameStop to get this pre-order, and I might have been too late to pre-order for Target and Best Buy, but I'm like 50th person out of 100, I'll be guaranteed a pre-order in physical store, so I'll just wait in line. So it's smart to do it that way. I'm not going to do it that way because I just don't have the patience, right? Um, but like I say, all is for the best. There's a lot of Targets around here, and I think Nintendo has quite a few in stock in the US right now. So I don't know. I might get lucky. Who knows? But that's just kind of my guide. That's just kind of what I would do for the pre order tonight. So we just have to wait and see what happens later on. Now, I wanted to talk about this. Next thing, we're going to talk about WrestleMania. I know I might be a little late to this thing because I was going to do it on one off with Kennedy Lucas, but then we did podcasting instead. And it's just, it's just one of those things that we just couldn't get around to doing it physically on one off. So we're going to do it on this podcast. Again, I know I'm a couple of days late from WrestleMania, but it's going to be okay if I do that for sure. Now, I got to say this. And as a fan, I try not to harp so badly on WWE. I'm always going to be a WWE fan because that is something that is indulged in my brain. That is something that we've been doing for a minute here, watching wrestling and really enjoying doing our thing with WWE, going to the events. We're still going to go to the events when they come here in Atlanta because this is always a good time, right? Boy, howdy, I got to say, this to me wasn't the best WrestleMania. And I hate to say that because I'm such a fan. The stage was amazing. The stage looked awesome. They did a lot of stuff within WrestleMania weekend. The buildup was real. But I got to say, I just think this WrestleMania 41 in Vegas was off for some reason. It just felt off. And I think it's because most of these matches are predictable. We didn't have that many surprises or returns. And what makes a WWE event is the crowd. Now, I watch NXT Stand and Deliver, and I gotta say, Stand and Deliver might have been a little bit better than WrestleMania because the crowd was there. I was so in tune when Obafemi versus Trick Williams versus Javon Evans. That match was spectacular. Very, very good match. It was WrestleMania to me felt very predictable. We've had the one surprise that was kind of predictable, but it was a good surprise was Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry, Tokyo, and he went to Paris and USA. I don't know how his song goes. That was a good surprise because I like Joe Hendry. But WrestleMania needed to be matches to where it was one hell of a match. The first match that we saw, Jey Uso versus Gunther, honestly, we saw it coming that Jey was going to be champion. I felt they could have went longer. I felt if you're trying to tell a story, Gunther being the bad guy, Jey being the babyface, why did we not see color? Right? For both of them. More so for Jey because he's champion now. I would have loved to see them go a little bit longer. Go a little bit longer, put some color on Jey Uso, make him bleed, and make him really work for that championship. And not to say that Jey Uso didn't work for it, but why didn't they not make him work for it? Because I'm just thinking as an analyst, as a podcaster, when we had the underdog story of Daniel Bryan versus Triple H at WrestleMania 30, and then he had another match against Randy Orton and Batista, a triple threat match as the main event of WrestleMania 30, they made Daniel Bryan work as hell for that belt. Jey wraps Gunther in a lock, and Gunther taps from that? Because Gunther's supposed to be this badass. So I was just so surprised, like, damn, that's it? That's all we got? The New Day defeats the War Raiders. That was a surprise. I thought they were gonna have the War Raiders go for another run for a minute, but hey, that was pretty quick. Jade Cargill defeats Naomi. I knew Jade Cargill was gonna win because Jade Cargill whooped that ass, right? Whoop that ass. LA Knight. And then you had Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. It's good to see Jacob Fatu win, right? Because I'm a big fan of Jacob Fatu. I don't know. I just like it where at least at WrestleMania put up a fight because I feel like LA Knight got his ass kicked in this match too, right? El Grande Americano defeats Ray Phoenix. Look, I'm not really a big fan of that. El Grande Americano. I would have just had Chad Gable versus Ray Phoenix. It makes sense that he had to sub in because Rey Mysterio did get hurt, so I get it. We had the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair match. Tiffany lost a tooth and she had a big gash on her forehead. Of my family members, we have this chat. And my dad said that Charlotte Flair looked like an old woman. So it was quite funny. Charlotte Flair does look different. I don't know. It's something about her face that she just did maybe, I don't know if it was Botox or something. She looks different in her face. She looks ripped. She looks skinny though. Like I feel like her tights, her outfit didn't really match her body type as much. I love to see Tiffany Stratton grow. To grow to great heights. So that's really good. Seth Rollins defeats Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Not a bad main event. Not the greatest, but not the baddest one. I mean, I kind of knew this thing was happening where Paul Heyman was going to turn on both of them and have Seth Rollins be the next Paul Heyman guy because it just makes sense. You had Roman Reigns for about a long time as a Paul Heyman guy. Before that, it was CM Punk. So although I love to see Seth Rollins grow and be the next Paul Heyman guy, I would have loved to see CM Punk win the match because he needs a win. You know, this is his first time main eventing a WrestleMania, and he doesn't win the main event match. So I just think they missed out on a big pot for that one. Then it comes to WrestleMania Sunday. Triple threat match, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. Io Sky wins. Good to see. I did see on social media that Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley was hugging at the backstage. You're supposed to be rivals. Why are you hugging? You got to be aware of your camera surroundings. If you're going to hug and kiki it, don't be in front of fans because we'll take a picture of it and say, oh, I thought they were beefing. Now they're best friends. If you're trying to tell a story, you got to be careful. Dominic Mysterio, I did not see that one coming. Dominic Mysterio defeats Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. I did not see that coming. My vote was on Braun Breaker because that would have been a good pop for him because he's a badass. But very, very interesting to say the least. Again, Randy Orton versus Joe Hendry. Although it was a quick match. It's kind of nice because I like Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Logan Paul, AJ Styles. Again, not a big Logan Paul fan. I wanted to see AJ win this match, but hey, it is what it is. Another thing that kind of didn't make sense, Laura Valkyria and Becky Lynch for one day, as of the time of the recording, wins the championship, the tag team championships against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Here's what I think WWE missed out on. Instead of putting Laura Valkyria in a tag team match, she is the women's IC champion. So why not have her defend her belt at WrestleMania? Makes sense. Makes sense. But you have Becky Lynch coming back, which is good to see her back. They win the belt, but then on Monday Night Raw, they lose it. So again, what was the purpose of that tag team match between them two at WrestleMania? Now, the story is that I think happened is Becky Lynch attacked Bayley, right? That's what I think happened because she wanted to come back and win the gold, and now she turned on Laura Valkyria. She might go for that IC championship belt. So, Stone Cold returns and hit a fan at front row. That was pretty funny. First, he missed the ramp, y'all. He missed the ramp to get up there, and then when he made that correction, he hit an old lady in the front row. You had Nick Khan come out and talk to the ladies, make sure she was straight, because once you get hit like that, she could have sued WWE. But they probably offered there maybe some kickback or something to meet the superstars. And I don't know what happened with that, but he hits a fan and totally on him. And he was freaking out. He might have been drunk for real that day. And then you had John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Again, here's another thing I was upset about. Okay, John Cena, 17-time champ. Okay, we get it. It sells. He's on a tour. It works. Where the hell was The Rock in all of this? First and foremost, I know he's on the board of directors. He's making movies. He's doing his thing. But The Rock should have been there. But instead, y'all decide Travis Scott, good artist, by the way, but Travis Scott is going to have a pop. And of course, to get their receipt. Now, if you've been a WWE fan as long as I have now, a receipt is real, right? Because Travis Scott punched the living crap out of Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber. He wasn't supposed to, but he did. So WWE has this thing, it's called a receipt. Like if you do something that you're not supposed to do, you're gonna pay that back one way or another. It's going to be payback time. So it's going to be to a point where boom, it's going to receipt. That's what it is. Because Travis Scott busted his eardrum. He wasn't really supposed to do that, but he did because he got hyped up in the moment. And you know, it's social media and WWE got hyped. You got a little too hyped. And that was pretty much it. Like I say, I wish this WrestleMania, I wanted this one to be good. A lot of people who bought tickets didn't really enjoy WrestleMania as much. I've watched both nights just for the watching of it. It's just, I wish it would have been some oh my God moments with WrestleMania. And I kind of didn't feel that much of the oh my God moments from this WrestleMania. Let's say I did at WrestleMania 40, right? And I'm sure I'm agreeing with a lot more people that watch WrestleMania and probably have the same differences as well. I just wish that it would have kicked off a little bit better. I wish that some of these matches were not so predictable. I do wish that John Cena learns how to call a spot without calling the spot on camera. That's another thing that drives me nuts because he's really loud and you're supposed to, and I'm a WWE fan enthusiast, you're supposed to kind of hide yourself when you're calling your shot, when you're calling your spot. He looking right at the camera. I'm going to clothesline you now, Cody. Get ready for the next move. Right in front of the camera, it feels like. Call your spot, but hide your face when you're calling your spot. Kind of be crafty with it. So hopefully he learns how to do that better because it's so obvious at this point. Gosh, I just wanted WrestleMania to be better. You know, as a fan, I wanted it to be a little better. But it just wasn't that great. And it could be true if they sold 60,000 seats per night and over 125. I ain't going to judge them on that because that could be true. I don't know. We don't know. But a part of me is like, now it's like maybe I'm kind of glad we didn't buy the $10,000 ticket to WrestleMania because we may have not enjoyed it as much. And it may not be worth the 10 grand, right? For a good seat. But like I say, I know a lot of media outlets, Pat McAfee show, of course, they're highlighting it, saying it was the best thing ever. Because you're working for them, you got to say good things about it. As a outsider now of WWE, still a good fan, but like a person for me who don't work for WWE at all, I got to say that this wasn't the best WrestleMania. Hopefully they get it right next year. We even saw Raw. Even Raw wasn't as good as I hope. The only thing, and Rusev comes back to Raw. Good to see him, but again, not really a big fan of Rusev right now. Maybe he'll grow on me, but it just wasn't the same thing. I think Raw, the only thing that was an oh shit moment was Pat McAfee getting choked out. That was an oh shit moment because I know that was a storyline, but Gunther really choked him out, and the Pat McAfee crew, the boys came out to try to aid in that. So that was really the only oh shit moment. Of course, Becky and Lara loses the tag team belts. when it comes down to it. So it's very interesting. Braun Breaker, after losing the IC at WrestleMania, he's now a Paul Heyman guy. He's with Seth Rollins. So that was kind of an oh shit moment too, because I didn't think Braun Breaker would do something like that. Um, and that was pretty much it. That was WrestleMania. Like I say, I was hoping to come on the podcast and really talk about WrestleMania. But I gotta call a spade a spade. It just wasn't that great. And I guess as WWE fans, a lot of people had high expectations um, for WrestleMania being great, but it just wasn't really that great. I'm sorry, WWE. And we hope that Backlash kind of rebels from this. Cody, after losing, they say he's quitting WWE. No, Cody's been on a year run with the championship belt. This man is exhausted. It's kind of a storyline there, and Cody's coming back, but Cody's taking some time off because he's exhausted. He works a lot. He worked a lot within the company for a full year. So now it's time for Cody to take some rest, be with his daughter Liberty, be with his wife Brandy, take some time off. He made so much money. Take some time off here in Atlanta. He'll be back though. I do see Randy Orton being the next championship. Of course, he comes. It was really cool how Randy Orton he attacks John Cena at Raw, and there's another fan recording. He slithers his way so slow but so slick, like slithers out from under the ring, slithers on back into the room, very slow, kind of Viper Snake like, and then he hits the RKO on John Cena. So we might see that at Backlash now. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the championship. We might see that at Backlash because Backlash will be in St. Louis, Missouri. That's Randy Orton's hometown. So it just makes sense. Good storytelling. It makes sense. Like I said, I want WWE to be the very, very best. Honestly, I just don't think this WrestleMania didn't really hit it, right? Didn't really hit it. So that's my take on WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the part of the show with K.L.P. Aftermath because we are live now. Joining us now in studio with a special guest. Yeah, like I say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the part of the show for K.L.P. Aftermath. And like I say, I've got a special person that is very special into my heart. And we did a show together. And she went to a different direction, and there's more that she'll explain later within this part of the show. But I'm happy to be sitting rather, in front of a very good friend, further co-host, podcast host of the Beyond Swicky podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Miss Simone T's back in the building, y'all.
Yes, feels good to be back, Kennedy. It's been a minute. It's been a whole heck of a minute. What's up, y'all? We hope that you guys enjoy the whole episode. Of course, you had your first segment, and now we're part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it feels so good to be back here on the studio, back in front of the mic. And I know a lot of people, I know what you're thinking. Simone Tease is back. Where has she been? What's been going on? And I'll tell you what's been going on. A lot of filming, a lot of behind the scenes work, a lot of producing. But I had to get my mind right. We all know outside of work and being busy and being an adult, there's a lot of things, a lot of trials and tribulations that go around within it. So it does feel good to be back, to give the folks my voice and my content and my likeness for sure, because everybody knows, Kennedy, a lot of people enjoyed our show we had together, but I had to step away. It wasn't you, it wasn't K.L.P. Entertainment, it was me. There was a lot of things that I had to get together personally. I had some personal business to handle, some personal things that I won't really name too much on the show, but had to get that right, and then it affected me mentally. I had to get all of that stuff back together and ready. And I wasn't ready to come back as soon as I thought I was. So that's why I had to take a minute, take a deep breath, work on myself, be in the right headspace, so that way, that one day I do return to work, return to being in front of a mic. That will be a great day, and that day is today. I thank everybody in advance for rocking with me. I thank everybody in the past that rocked with us with other shows. Kennedy, obviously, there's some things that have changed since I've left. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of switcheroos, but it feels good to be back. And I'm ready to continue this journey of podcasting and to give you guys fantastic podcasting. Really.
Yeah, Simone, it's been a hot minute. I've said this a lot to a lot of people out there in the world, and it's no secret here. Mental health is so important when trying to continue on with your life and to continue on working and to continue on the things you got going on. It sometimes it takes a toll. It takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on a lot, mentally and physically, especially when you have personal things that's going around into the corner. So, you know, and this goes out to all the people out there, that's around K.L.P Entertainment. You know, that's one thing I do. You know, I do allow people and make sure that people know that take time off when you need it. We always got each other's back, whatever that looks like, because I would rather have people in the kind of a clear mind space, so that way they can really focus on what it is they want to do with K.L.P Entertainment and to really have a great time doing it, right? Owning a company and especially a media company, it is very, very important. Uh, Very, very important when it comes down to trying to understand the importance of media and media collaborations and doing some really, really amazing stuff. So it's important to have that mental health work. It's important to have all of these things up and working and to do good work with K.L.P Entertainment, but you have to have the clear mind space. So, um, Simone, it's so good to have you back. We missed you. I'm glad all is well now. Um, I know you told me some deep stuff, which I'm not gonna mention on the show, but you told me some deep stuff that uh, that's been going on in your world, and we had that private conversation, and it feels good to have you back podcasting with us again as part of KOP Aftermath. So, Simone Teagues, everybody, feels good to be back. But as part of the show, I'm glad that you saw this movie because as part of the show, we're gonna talk about this movie that I saw last night. Simone, because obviously we planned Simone to come back today, so we wanted to do a movie review for you guys, and this is gonna be a fun one because I finally got to saw this movie on Netflix, and Simone told me that you've seen this movie, so we're gonna do a review for part of the show. It is the Plankton movie. Believe it or not, I watch a lot of movies. But when it comes down to animation type movies, I like it. And SpongeBob, you can't go wrong with SpongeBob. You just can't. So this movie, IMDb gives it a 5.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is 71% and Metacritic 61. So that's still a C. It's still a C. It's still doing its thing. But first of all, there's a lot of SpongeBob movies, right? You had the original movie, and let's look at it because you had the original SpongeBob movie in 2004. You had SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water in 2020. And then you got Sandy Cheeks Saving Bikini Bottoms of Sandy Cheeks movie. Then you had, I'm sorry, the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water came out in 2015. And then this one was what's this one? Sponge on the Run. So they had a lot of SpongeBob movies. And then now they got this SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, that's coming out in 2025 as well. But the Plankton movie came out. And it's actually not bad. It was funny. It's a lot of singing. That's something I had to get used to because it's a lot of singing. And if it's a good musical, I rock with a good musical. But the singing in this movie was just kind of, it was a little corny, but it kind of works. It's corny, but it kind of works. The story is by Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence plays Plankton, so that's his own little spin-off type movie. I do got to say though, from this movie, I am glad that this movie I'm glad that this movie allowed like the other characters to shine, like Mrs. Puff and Karen and Sandy, right? They get to have it. Squidward was in this movie, but he didn't really have too much to say, right? So I'm really glad that they allowed the other characters to kind of shine, right? Because they're using a lot more of their IP. So Plankton tangles a love story with his computer wife that goes sideways when she takes a stand and decides to destroy the world without him. It's a true love story if you think about it. It's a really, really cute, true love story. Um, it has its funny moments now. Don't let the reviews fool you, Simone. It has its pretty funny moments. But it is corny. It is a SpongeBob movie, so you can only take so much what you can get from it. I do, and I'll get your take here. I do like the way that the new animation style for SpongeBob is. I really do like that. I think it works. It's something different, right? SpongeBob is the 2D animated type TV show that we all know and love, but I kind of like having a nice little spin on something. So I like it.
It's a cute movie, Kennedy. That's what I picked up on it. It's a very cute movie. Karen finally gets her shine. The voice actress who plays Karen, I think she did really good when it comes down to the role of voice acting. I think it was Jill Telly. That's her the voice actress who voiced Karen. But you had Mary Jo Collette, and then you had Lori Allen to play Pearl Krabs. You had Carolyn Lawrence to play Sandy Cheeks, and again Mary Jo Catlett, excuse me, plays Mrs. Puff. So it's really really good. I like that. And I think what Nickelodeon and producers of SpongeBob, they're trying to find ways to have SpongeBob going for years. And SpongeBob has been going for 20 years. Like, it's been going and going and going. These voice characters, voice actors, they have a lot of people that's been voicing these characters for 20 years and doing their thing for 20 years, and that's how they made big money, right? Clancy Brown, I've seen him in a lot of other stuff than SpongeBob. I think he's a good actor in itself. He's done a lot of. Clancy Brown has a wide range of acting besides voicing Mr. Krabs. Like, he's the famous for voicing Mr. Krabs, but a lot of people don't understand how really talented this man could go, right? So it works wonders. I'm very, very excited for that. I do like this animation style. I think a lot of people are tough critics about it. I think a lot of people don't like it. They prefer old generation, old style, but I like it because it's something new. And I think what Nickelodeon is doing too, Kennedy, is a lot of them, they're trying to figure out how can we tell a story from each character to keep making movies, right? You had your SpongeBob's own movie, and now we're getting ready to have a Sandy Cheeks own type movie. And you gotta really think about the voice actresses who voice these characters and actors too. Like, man, Mr. Lawrence is the star of this movie. He's starring in his own movie as a character. Sandy Cheeks is going to be starring in her own movie. That's Carolyn Lawrence, the voice actress. Gonna get it. What's next? What's next? Are we gonna get a Mrs. Puff movie or a Pearl movie? Because, or what I would love to see, I want to see us have a Squidward movie. Because Squidward's my dog, right? Squidward, in this movie, they made him, based off what I've seen, they've made Squidward a baby face. I know that's a WWE reference, but like, he is just for Bikini Bottom. He's for SpongeBob. He's for Miss Crab. We know Squidward to be like the meanhead in the TV shows and the movies. And now he's best friends with everybody in Bikini Bottom. It seems like he loves everybody now. So, he just, I don't know. I prefer Squidward to kind of hate everybody and be kind of a Debbie Downer for everybody because that's Squidward. But I don't know, maybe his things change. His life has changed himself around, maybe. But I would love to see a Squidward movie. If we had a Squidward movie and to really do our thing there and have that Squidward movie, that would be funny. I think Roger Bonpass is good voice actor for Squidward, so why not? Why actual not? Tom Kenny is in this movie. Again, he plays SpongeBob. Obviously, SpongeBob has to be in this movie as the co-star because it's SpongeBob, right? You know, that's the star. That's the key star right there. So you gotta have SpongeBob in it. Patrick had a couple of things to say too, but very, very exciting for all of these movies. Some are better than most, right? But they got something. Wasn't really a big fan of the SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water movie, live action, coming to the real world. Even though they did it for the Plankton movie, it worked for this one. That one didn't really work too harshly. And it's just all around fun to watch. I do encourage people, again, the reviews are the reviews. It gets a C, right? It's not the best movie ever. But if you're looking for a good time and a good thing to watch, then this is a movie that you might like, right? And these other movies, like, they're dabbling into this new animation style that I think it works for SpongeBob. It's just kind of for growth, just to kind of rejuvenate and refresh the SpongeBob franchise, right? To keep this thing alive, because we all know about Steven Hilberg no longer with us on Earth. You know, they're keeping the legacy alive. So good to see it. Plankton the movie. I recommend people watching it for sure, Kennedy. It's a fun thing to watch. Fun thing to watch for sure.
Plankton movie available on Netflix. Watch it. You might have a good laugh. It's a little cute story for a little bedtime thing, a nightcap before you go to bed. So that's going to wrap it up here on our full podcast. Simone Teese is officially back with K.L.P. Entertainment. Simone, it's been amazing having you back. Now, we're going to do more segments, of course. We got to ease up into it, right? It's not a race, but Simone, thank you so very much for staying tuned and tuning in and being back with us. And we're glad that you're in great spirits and great health for sure. That's going to wrap it up here on our podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But before we go, please check out all of our podcasts, episodes, or shows. Check us out on any audio platform you get your podcast from for sure. If you're watching the video version of this show, thank you so very much. But if you're catching us on the live streams as well, thank you guys as well. Check out my new album with Swanky Aura, Strange, Sexy, Cool, is available right now for all streaming platforms you stream your music from. We love it. And check out our new movie, Faster 2. The sequel, Jack Kenny is back and friends with a new foe in Faster 2. Produced by Kennedy Lucas Films, Apollo Films, and Blue Films. So check us out for that as well. That's going to wrap it up here on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all. Stay safe, stay swanky, and we'll be back with more podcasting later on this week. Stay tuned.
Go! What's going on in Hot Atlanta? Live from Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 brings back the hottest hip-hop radio show live from K.L.P. Entertainment and K.L.P. Studios. It's K.L.P. Aftermath Morning with your host, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas.
You know what it is? Put your hands up.
Tune in now on any audio platform.
Go.